Honda Cadets. Just the last few checks from the marshals before the blue clipboard is waved. There we see it. Up goes the 5-second board. Look at those lights. When they go from red to green, we get underway, and there they go. Lights are out. Who gets a good start? A couple of guys at the back just eking over, trying to squeeze off their fellow competitors, and through the first couple of corners we go. All keeping it all single file through there, just about. Let's go. Running up to Christmas corner, over to the inside. All of them pull over. This is, of course, a bit of a longer race. This one, 12 minutes and the 8 minutes we've been used to this morning. So really throwing it off at the first corner is going to be a tough one. And as I say that, nearly making it up the banking is one of our drivers. Not sure who that was, but that, I feel like, must be some sort of failure to make it that far up the banking. We see another spin in the background. Nearly collects another driver. And what a first half a lap.
Yeah, not what you want to happen right at the final,
No.
is it? It's a pressurised situation, and you don't want to be going up towards the farmlands and where the quad bikes end up going, do you? So it's a bit of a shame, really, but fingers crossed they can recover the car nice and quickly. I think it's still Samuel Gamiao even, on the front end of the order. We'll be able to confirm that when they come across the line. No, it's not actually. It's Emerson McAndrew-Uren, so apologies about that, with Zach Starbuck in second place. Samuel Gamiao is actually in third now, Mayan Patel in fourth. So those are your top four. Zach Jampney rounding up the top five, might as well round up the top five while I'm at it. The 78 and 11 go very close to each other. That's Callum Wilson and Harry Freeman. I think it was Harry Freeman just making the move. But Emerson McAndrew-Uren leading the way.
Indeed, speaking of Harry Freeman, was the fastest car on that first lap. But not too many changes through the order just as of yet in the Honda Cadets. Of course, the Cadets sort of more of a slower building pace of a race. And oh, the 29 has to take heavily to the grass there. Manages to rejoin okay. That's Samuel Gamiao just avoiding action there to the grass. I think rejoins okay and is just now sort of near the back of this pack, which he was leading. But yeah, as I was saying, kind of stays more relaxed. I don't think I can ever say that about a Honda Cadet race. He stays more relaxed as they try and slipstream each other, use each other's momentum to push forward, but then it will really start to hot up within the last sort of 5 minutes of this one. Honestly, could be earlier than that. I don't know when they're going to decide to go for it. You can see the front two, McAndrew and Starbuck, they've been here plenty of times before. They know to work together, and they're doing that well. Squeezing out, that's the 85. Who is that? That is, of course, Sakai. How could I not realize by the pink and green stunning race suit moving up through the order there, but plenty to play for, but still lots of time to make it happen. Yeah,
well, we've still got more than the sprint race, more than the heats to go, really, if you think about it. Oh, it's a bit of a shame. Number 84, Thomas Cadwen Evans started right at the back of the order, and unfortunately hasn't progressed any further than that. The front two, I would argue they're being smart here and they're working together, but the rest of the field basically keen to fall over each other as soon as possible. This is the fight for, is it the third position?
No, I think this is Callum Wilson. So 10th downwards, I think I saw, and the number 11 cart was in the middle of this one. Yeah, so there is Sakai in 9th in the pink. Right. So we've got 4 ahead. So that's, yeah, sort of from 6th, I think, 5th or 6th. There might be Jaden Mead leading this, maybe Riley Till near the front. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it's the 111, not the 11, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're getting confused between that. So the 111 is Roche in 4th. And then basically the whole rest of the field is behind him.
Yeah, no, it makes a good spectacle, but that 111 cart is a little bit confusing. They clearly wanted to be number 11, and then they couldn't have the numbers, so they just whacked a bit of gaffer tape on there, as is the norm in karting. You know, you got to make the best of it. Yep. The 33, McAndrew-Uren and Starbuck are the two drivers that are on your screen at the moment. Like I said, driving this very well. Patel in pretty much no man's land, and then you've got Roach. It's not even Roach, actually, it's Mead, isn't it now? Mead, leading the way. Obviously, heard about the love of the YouTube chat. I believe Mead was the driver that we ended up interviewing, wasn't it? The Paddock Show. Hopefully, you guys at home watched the Paddock Show, because you would have had a little bit of a glimpse into the life of Sebastian Mead.
And if you missed it, it will be uploaded later on, I think either today or tomorrow to the YouTube channel, so you'll be able to watch it there and see our beautiful faces in action once again.
Yeah, if you just want to relive some of the Whilton Mill action, you know, want to get involved behind the scenes. We tried our best anyway, we give it a go.
We try.
It is a good race by these drivers at the moment. As you said, they're being a little bit calmer. It's quite a pressurised situation, a final like this, isn't it? Where, you know, a lot of people might say, oh, it'd be a bit more fair to just go off heats and not have a pressurised final. But to be honest, it teaches you a lot as a racing driver and as a person when you have to sort of turn it on like this, and when you have to think differently and make plans and sort of approach different opportunities with maybe a bit more caution, be a bit more patient potentially as well. So to me, I'm all for it. It may be a hard way to learn, but you do learn quickly.
Oh yeah, definitely. The easiest way to learn is just to be put in those situations. If you see a move up the inside, that's of course Sakai. 44 follows him through. That was Riley Till. Something happened as a
spinner as well.
A spinner up at Christmas. Didn't see who that was. Looks like the rejoining there. It might have been the 68, was it? No, it seems to be back in the pack where they should have been. Sebastian Yu just slightly offline as we've got someone running over. So yeah, red flag. Red flag. I've just seen the red flag out. So we'll be covering this race to a halt. Must have been quite a big spin then, mate. We just must have missed it with the cameras. I was looking away at the timing when it happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, we just saw it sort of glance through. It's a Christmas corner. We saw it glance through on the cameras. Unfortunately, we won't have loads of angles, but of course, we don't want to show any replays anyway until we know everything's okay. And when there's a red flag, you got to take the side of caution. The safety is obvious.
Off the grid. Looks like we've got a thumbs up at the back. Board is going up again. 5 seconds. Watch those red lights. And they're out. We're underway once again. A couple of jumping in seats. See the 34 and the 79 in the middle of the pack there, and the 61. Give it a little jump. See if they can get away any better because of that. Forget human DRS. We've got human porpoising going on in the Honda Cadets up to Christmas corner. No moving over to the inside for our leader. Knows he can just work together with the second place man as they did earlier on in this race. We get another second chance at this restart. But all the drivers doing very well again. Keeping it on the black stuff and keeping it very respectful.
Oh, just wondering actually, you don't normally get a chance to chat to your drivers, other drivers halfway through a race. Wonder if Emerson McAndrew and Zach Starbuck had a little bit of a natter to themselves.
Should we just keep doing this?
Yeah, exactly.
It's working quite well.
It worked well before. Like, let's just wait until the last lap, and then you can do what you want, sort of thing.
Good battle there.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know whether they mentioned that to each other, because obviously they are young kids. Maybe the older ones will be slightly more confident with that. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rules against it. You're more than able to have a little collude with the person you're with next to. But yeah, don't doubt that after sort of 5 minutes of this battling, the last minute, there'll be no holds barred from Zach Starbuck.
Yeah, we haven't restarted the clock or anything, so just under 6 minutes to go of this final here in the Honda Cadets at Whilton Kart Club, round 7, of course. Nice little moves here, there, and everywhere. Sakai in that bright pink helmet. We do like a driver who has a helmet that stands out, and he's moving all the way up into 3rd place up against potentially Mead, I think.
Not quite going to make the move stick though. Has to try around the outside for this left-hander, but could cut it back. He's done that lovely. Down the inside he goes, late on the brakes, makes the move stick. So that's Sakai up into 4th, is that now? Or is that 3rd? That's 3rd now, goes Sakai. So up past Jaden Mead for that 3rd place. 29 nearly gets knocked off, just tangling with the number 20. 29 being a number I cannot see. Who was that? Oh yeah, Samuel Gamiao, of course. With Mayan Patel having a little bit of a ding-dong battle, but all just about keeping it on the black stuff as of now. Looked like the 76 of Ollie Meek was going to go for one up the inside here. Thinks better of it and dives back behind Jaden Mead and Sakai. And then this massive gaggle behind just continues to rage, doesn't it?
Ollie Meek's actually just been given a mechanical flag.
No!
Yeah, no. Just realised that he's given the meatball, which means he has to come in and go to the pits because there's something mechanically unstable with his car, which could cause a danger to himself or another driver, unfortunately. So Oliver Meek, running well in 5th place, won't be there for very long.
Oh, that's so sad. Ollie Meek, of course, taking the win in the initial heat this morning after a crazy end to the race. And there you go, yeah, confirmed. And we'll probably see him not too happy as he comes across the line and sees that mechanical flag. Yeah, there you go. Not happy with that. He doesn't understand why he's got that flag, but clearly the marshals have noticed something on the car, which means he should be coming in. I mean, he set a personal best lap time, and he's clearly absolutely rocketing, is Ollie Meek, but not being allowed to stay in this race, sadly, and for the right reasons, I'd say.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't really know the reason. It's not audibly, it's not visible, is it, really? He keeps putting his hand up, and I think the problem is, I know he's frustrated. It's unfortunately not going to solve anything, though, is it? And it's better to just keep your hands on the wheel.
Even if there's nothing wrong with the car, if the marshals have called you in for mechanical, you've got to come in for the mechanical, I'm afraid. That's just part of the rules. So, yeah, frustrating for Ollie Meek, and he'll be annoyed with it, but I'm sure it's for the right reasons, and he'll have another chance next time out to go for it, but still an annoying way to end the final.
Well, exactly. That's it. It's the final, isn't it? So it's there are more points available if you say win all 3 races, all 3 heats before the final. The final is pretty much double points. If you win a heat, you get 36 points. If you win a final, you get 60. So there is an awful lot more on offer, a lot more on stake for the finals, which is obvious, I suppose. They mean more, but still means his weekend isn't completely wasted, put it that way. It's not like everything relies on the final.
No, exactly. It would have been nice to score some extra points in this, but it is what it is, and it's all a learning curve at the end of the day, and hopefully whatever's wrong with the car can be fixed very shortly. And let's look back to the action. It's kind of simmered down a little bit. I don't want to use any too crazy technical terms because it is Honda Cadets at the end of the day, and it could spice up within an instant. 2.5 minutes to go. Here's probably the closest battle we've got out on track. Number leading this is, of course, the 79 of Teddy Cooper in 5th place. So we've got 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, I believe that is, all in a train. 29 of Samuel Gamiao, pressuring the rear bumper of Teddy Cooper as Makandrew Uren in first position, new fastest lap, 53.46 that last time around. All very close on pace. Actually, in that last lap, has managed to gap Zach Starbuck by a couple of tenths. So we'll just see if they can continue to work together, or if somehow Makandrew Uren's found an extra gear and is now going to go for it and start pulling away.
Well, either way, they don't really have much of a threat from Maturo Sakai, who's in 3rd place. He's a good 2.8 seconds back from the leader. So almost no man's land. One of the drivers that probably won't be too happy about the restart and everything that happened was actually Jaden Mead, because he was in no man's land in 3rd position, wasn't he, at one point, and now he's dropped off the podium, unfortunately. So a little bit difficult for him to swallow that. But 4th place is still a good amount of points scored, but everybody likes to be on the podium at the end of it.
Exactly, yeah. It's always a good place to be, and it is a couple of extra points, isn't it? It's look, each of them is split by 2 points, rather than the rest of the field is all split by 1 point, each changing position. But yeah, Jaden Mead doing really well this race. Still in, yeah, like you said, a little bit of no man's land with Sakai, both kind of together in that no man's land. But whether Mead can close up in this last sort of minute of the race and retake that podium position, we'll have to wait and see. We've just seen them go through shot there. Bit of a move though for 5th place. Is that Gamiao going down the inside, or was that Roche coming through to take them both? Let's see as they come through. It was indeed Gamiao, so he's up a spot. And ahead now. That is the 111 of Roche, isn't it? But no, he's going to be overtaken now by the 20. So that's actually Patel coming through now. So what's happened to Teddy Cooper? Is he at the back of this train now? I'll have to wait for the number to come through. But not the best lap for Teddy Cooper. It is indeed the number 79. So dropping from 5th place to 8th place on that lap. However, does regain one at the final corner. Sends one on the 111 of Roche. So just drops down to 7th. Roche in 8th. Patel now in 6th and Gamiao in.
You said this race would settle down. You fool, John. It's heating up quite nicely over the top 5. Yeah, okay. The battle for the podiums might not be as hot and spicy as we have come to expect with the Honda Cadets, but it doesn't mean there aren't stories up and down the order. In fact, Mayan Patel has got the purple lap of the race, 53.39, about half a tenth quicker than the likes of Makandrew Uren and Starbuck at the front end. Speaking of the Devils, here they are. 33 still leading, and we will be on this is the penultimate lap of the race. So I'm sure Starbuck and Makandrew Uren will see the last lap board. They'll probably know what's coming, and already Makandrew Uren looks over his shoulder there. We haven't seen a defensive drive so far from Makandrew Uren. We're going to see one now.
I think we might do as Sakai now sets the fastest lap, but here he comes. Starbucks looking to open up the gap down into Christmas corner. Not going to happen that time around, but continue to follow through the lap. Makandrew Uren's going to be really wary to any of these attacks. Checks his right shoulder, moves back over, might leave it late for Starbuck. He is going to go for it down the inside, plots it on the apex, says thank you very much. I'll take that first position off your hands. And Zach Starbuck does just that, and he's now going to have to be looking for the move, but he's going to get him back. What a move there from Makandrew Uren. Sends it back down the inside through the left-hander. We're going to go down towards the boot now. Number of checks over the shoulder for Makandrew Uren. Going to take a wide line, a tight line in. Going to be a wide line through there. Going to get a little tap on the rear from Starbuck. That might even allow Sakai to grab second. It is indeed. What a move around the final corner. They're going to go side by side across the line. Who's going to take it? It's just Starbuck for second place. What a finish there to the end of that Honda Cadet final. Makandrew Uren taking the win and the full points from that final. Starbuck there just about holding on to second by 0.006 of a second over Sakai. Nearly grabbed it at the last corner there, but both giving great racing room. Then it was Jaden Mead in 4th, Samuel Gamayo in 5th, Mayan Patel 6th, Teddy Cooper 7th, Hugh Roch in 8th, and Riley Till in 9th, and Sebastian Dew in 10th. Yeah, I said that had simmered down, mate. I lied.
Yeah, you did. Yep. I think Emerson, Makandrew Uren and Zach Starbuck were just playing with you there a little bit.
They really were. We knew what was coming, though, didn't we?
I mean, Sakai, very well done. I mean, on that last lap, just having a look.